We are live.
Hello.
Hi.
Hello, peoples.
Hi.
I am going to go to your channel now to get live feed.
Me too. I'm going to tweet about it.
Same. Okay. All I'm getting is this. Because, yeah, you know, what can I say? Videos? I don't know. Will it tell me that I'm like, I found it.
Yeah, go to your actual video.
Got it. Okay, now I want
Hi, Shannon.
top chat, and I don't want top chat, do I? I want live chat.
You want live chat.
Okay.
You guys need to turn that volume down too. Hey, Trish.
I'm still trying to compose a tweet, so sorry.
Oh, well, I'm only getting top chat, and it's not giving me an option for live.
If you have a
well.
It doesn't matter. I think top chat, what it does is like weeds out. I don't know.
Hey, Trish. Hey, Shannon.
Who's got? I can hear my voice on one of you guys.
Yes, we can. Okay, I'm going to tweet. I'm going to retweet Sophie's tweet. Tweet.
They could tell.
Yeah, whatever.
They're annoying.
Okay. Retweeting. Retweet. I am so tech savvy, aren't I? Yeah, look at me being all tech savvy. Okay. Yep. I think I just retweeted it. Okay. So we are live, and did everybody read your books? That's a terrible thing to say. Did everybody read stuff for the Chicklitathon? Everybody got their list of stuff they read, and anybody meet all the challenges?
I did, and then some. I read a lot of books, you guys. I should probably let you know how much I read. Did you finish Roomies, Sophie?
Yes, I did, but not an audiobook because never again. That Irish accent just pulled me out each time. It sounded like Lucky Charms and Irish Spring deodorant, so I just couldn't even do it.
Lucky Charms.
It was horrible. It was. Like always after me, Lucky Charms.
Oh dear.
Did you listen to the audiobook, Jen?
No. I didn't even get it started. I just was too busy with other things, and so
No, that's not true. You started it and you hated the narrator.
I did?
Yeah.
I don't know. You know what? I've started and stopped so many books lately. I probably did. I don't know.
You couldn't do.
Yeah, I did say that. I did say that I didn't like the narrator and that I was going to do it on my iPad. Yeah. So how many books did you finish?
Me?
Yes.
As far as
so many.
For the Chicklitathon, let's see. You guys, I read a lot of books well, what else is new? I've got no life. I read like 25 books this month already. For the Chicklitathon, I read 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18 books for the Chicklitathon.
Oh cow, that's a lot of books.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. I can't even. I read 6 out of the planned 9, which is, pretty typical of me. Do you guys want to go through the categories? I know.
Yeah.
I mean, when I came up with these were just stupid ideas in my head. So thanks everyone for indulging me. Pink on the cover.
Oh, that's better.
Was Royals. So cute. Rachel Hawkins. I don't know if you guys have read her YA stuff. Hex Hall was a really cute. The first book was awesome. Second and third kind of should have been a duology in my opinion, but Royals is really cute. It's nothing more than a romance. The sister of this girl who comes from just a small town in Florida, and she's getting married to the Prince of Scotland. Adorable. It's everything you love about the royals and contemporary stuff. It's not going to change the world, but it was cute. So,
is it a standalone?
Your pink, Lisa.
Is that a standalone, Sophie?
Yes, I believe so. Yeah. Yeah.
I'm gonna read that. That looks. Did you do it on?
You know what? It's fluffy.
I like that.
Fluff. Like, not going to change the world, but cute.
I read. You know what? Let Jen tell you what she read for pink on the cover. I'm gonna grab mine.
Pink on the cover. I have 1, 2, 3. Seems like I read a lot more books than I did, but I don't think I did. I read The Substitute, and that's by Denise Grover Swank, and Shannon McManus narrated it. And then I read, let's see, the 2 others in that series. But there was another one called Not Another Bad Date by Rachel Gibson, and that's narrated by Nicole Poole. And that had pink on the cover. And then my favorite was 9 Days and 9 Nights by Katie Katugno. And that also had pink on the cover. It was narrated by Allison Ryan. Really, really liked that one. Actually, of all the books I read for this readathon, I think that was the best one. Yeah, really liked that one.
And we just got that. Kat and I just bought both 99 Days and the, 9 Days, 9 Nights.
Yeah.
Because you recommended it. So I'm like, because Katie Katugno, I read her while we're waiting for Lisa to get her pink on. What was the one about the girl band? That was the one that I read, and it was okay. I mean,
I don't think I read that one.
It was out last year, and it was sort of like an American Idol thing where they have a competition and they live together. It was just okay. I wanted it to be more. I think the part that was missing for me was I wasn't in touch with kind of the deeper side, you know, and in a romance. Yeah. I always want a little something. Like give me, you know, a point of pain or something.
Something.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've only read 99 Days, How to Love. That's another good one that she's done. And then 9 Days and 9 Nights. I'm trying to think if I've read, I have another one called Top 10 List, which is, I don't know how old that one is. I think
that's a couple of years old. I haven't heard good things about that one.
No.
I think that's like the fireworks on the cover.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Like black with fireworks. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So did you go through your pink? I'm sorry.
Yeah, I did. I had, well, one of the things I had on my list to do that was pink was The Probability of Miracles by Wendy Wonder. And that's narrated by Emma Galvin, and it's really good, but I just wasn't in the mood for it.
Yeah.
So because I had other books that had pink on the cover, I thought, okay, well, I'm good. Yeah. So Lisa, what were yours? Because I know you read probably 10 of that had pink.
My original pink on the cover was this one right here, Chasing Daisy by Paige Toon. I love this one. She hasn't hit me with every single one. These are definitely chick lit. And every one is like different though. You never know if it's going to be like humorous and funny or if it might make you tear up a little bit. But this is probably my second favorite of hers. But this is about Daisy, and you travel all over the world with her with these, I want to say NASCAR drivers, but they're kart racing guys. And there's a love triangle in here, and somebody dies, and I cried, and I loved it. I really loved the main character in this. Her life was like a shit storm, which I've been there, you know, like your life is just not going the way you thought it would go. And then I just really loved her a lot. And I loved the 2 men in here also. And it ended really well. A lot better than that other crap we read, Sophie. What was that one? The one that got away?
Oh. You know what? That was one I didn't get to. That's our next prompt. Paige Toon's Accidental Life.
Sophie.
I know. I have all.
I read them all.
Oh, no.
Okay, I'm dying to think. Oh, I'm dying to see what you say about it. I did not get to it, and I really, really wanted to. So I'm just going to push it into June. But yeah, I'm hoping they're good. You know, I love nothing more than like a silly kind of fun rock and roll romance. The one I loved last year was, and I know we've all talked about it. Maybe Jen, you haven't read it. I'm not sure. Aaron Watts' When It's Real. Again, fluffy.
Oh, yeah, I read it.
Right? I mean,
yeah, I liked it.
World, but you know, it was cute. So
I thought it was cute too, and I thought it kind of got a bad rap. I don't know if it's Aaron Watt or what, but I liked it. I didn't think it was anything to, you know, it's no great work of literature or anything like that, but I did like it. I thought it was cute.
Which one?
When It's Real by Aaron Watt. It's the one that has the sparkler on the front. Yeah, it kind of looks like a fairy wand. I always thought fairy wand, and then you said sparkler, Sophie, and I thought, oh, duh.
It's like a star sparkler. It's somewhere up here behind me. So yeah.
Yeah.
That was adorable. Those kind of romances, I can just read them as, you know, what I call a palate cleanser between my high fantasies.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Sophie, if you haven't read this yet,
don't.
Do you have? No, do. Oh my God. I loved him. I binged him. I actually binged it with Elena from Eleanor Reads. She's over in the UK. Both of us, we read the first one and then we immediately ordered the next 2 books, and I loved it. I loved it. But the thing is, when which one is the first book? Accidental Life of Jesse Jefferson. This one.
Yeah.
Her rock star dad is Johnny from Johnny Be Good. So I didn't read this one first. This is an adult one, so it's his story. So I'm going to still read it. I just hauled this one, but now I kind of know his story because of this. So this is his daughter.
The thing is, get Johnny Be Good.
Yeah.
And then launch into Jesse Jefferson.
Yeah. Which is young adult, but I loved it.
Yeah. Oh, awesome. I am so glad. And her stuff is really highly rated, and Brit Chicklit is like a subcategory of chicklit where I could just live all day.
Me
like, seriously,
too.
just live all day. Yeah. So if you can sell land.
Like the humor in it. I love the British humor. I like the British women. I just like them a lot. But this whole series, we start with Jessie, whose mom has just passed away. And her mom never told her who her father was. So she finds out who her dad is, and you know that right from the back. It's Johnny from the rock star. But I think his name, I can't remember who the stepdad is. The stepdad is the one who ends up raising her and tells her who her real father is. But I love the dads in this book because you don't see a lot of that in YA. Like, they were right there for her, by her side 100%, especially the stepfather. And it was just a messed up family, but it was a loving, caring, like I loved it. You don't see a lot of that.
You don't. One of my my favorite Stephanie Perkins novel is Lola and the Boy Next Door, for that reason, because of her dads and the family that surrounds her, which are really friends, you know. Books like that, I mean, even Harry Potter, don't get me going. It's the family you make, and, you know, friends. I mean, look at what, you know, you guys just jumped on and made this like a real thing, as opposed to me going, I've really had it up to here with everything. I just want to read, you know, escapism.
Yeah, I hope you get to that. You have all the series? Because if you don't, I'll send you mine.
Girl, do I buy things all at once when I see it? Of course I do. And I promised myself that I'm going to stop doing that, because, you know, like the Red Queen, I have, I think, the first 3, and now there's more, you know. And then you start reading it, you read the first one, you're like, this is not for me.
Yeah.
For whatever reason, you know. So I have to start either borrowing it from the library or whatever, but which I do a lot of. I've gotten better, sort of. Don't look at my haul this month. It's right in back here.
Mine
had a birthday.
Me too. So it was birthday month for me too. I went crazy.
Yeah.
What'd you get for your birthday, Sophie?
Books? No. We went to the Taylor Swift concert. That was the big,
nice.
I know. It was so fun, you guys. This was our 3rd Taylor Swift concert, and this time my husband joined us, the girls, my husband and I, and it was really fun. And then on our way back, we stopped by Alex's college, and I had Mother's Day breakfast with him, and it was like everything I wanted to be. When you have teens, I know, Jen, you have older adult children, young adult children. It's different, but it was so fun. My heart was so full that day. It really was. So it was all good. Jen, I mean, Lisa, what did you get?
For my birthday, a lot of stuff. Like, I'm going to have to do, well, a lot of stuff from friends. Abby got me chocolates and a beautiful birthday card. And it was funny, though, because I keep all the cards that my kids give me. So I was looking at the card and I'm like, this looks so familiar. It was the same card she got me last year for my birthday. It was funny. And then what else did I get? I got a lot of gift cards that I bought books. I got that mug. I don't know if you guys can see it back there, from my friend Shannon. It says, what does it say again? It says, I'm a nurse. What's your superpower? It's really cute. What else did I get? You'll have to see. I got a lot of books. Yep. I worked on my birthday too, which was fine. Nobody died. So that was good.
Literally always a good thing.
Yeah. You just never know.
Yeah. Yeah, kind of huge.
Yeah. Well, it was Memorial Weekend, so it was touch and go there for a couple of patients.
Oh, well. Okay, so that was pink on the cover that we finally covered. Yeah. Lisa, pink on the cover. Oh, you did your page 2 book. Did you do any more that had pink on the cover?
Oh,
I'm sure. Let's see. No, go on.
Yeah, we can go on. Giovanna Fletcher, we talked about last time. Lisa and I read it. And, you know, I did a little mid-month wrap-up video and just said, no spoilers, but she picked the wrong guy. I think. Though we don't know anything about the other guys. So, you know.
That was funny. I watched your wrap-up. I laughed so hard. I still remember his name, Ben.
Ben. Do you remember the other guy's name?
No.
No.
Or the female character. I don't even know her name.
It's Rob and Maddie. Maybe that's why. Maddie.
Ben. Poor Ben.
Maddie chose the wrong guy. We don't know much about it.
I hate it when that happens. I hate it when I'm all set for the romance, you know, and it's like, don't screw this up, author. And then they do. What are you going to do? You know?
Yeah, I think in the case of this one, I mean, I still think it's worth, I think we both gave it 3 stars, right, Lisa?
Yeah.
Worth reading. I listened to it on audiobook. Jen, you're always so good about knowing all the narrators. One day, I'm pretty new to audiobooks, so one day I'll give them all credit. Everything was good about this, but the author just chose not to focus on this other character. So I think Lisa and I pinned our hopes that he was the better guy. Even though, I mean, I know why the author went with Rob, but yeah.
You do?
I do. Well, I think he was more aggressive is probably the wrong word, because he wasn't. He was assertive. He was more assertive in pursuing her. And Ben always seemed to have, which is probably why I related to him, he was just more awkward and he had issues, right? Like he couldn't, you know what I'm saying? Like Rob was like in your face, and you know, Ben, and so of course I gravitate towards Ben because I'm probably the female Ben, you know, in these situations, just saying.
Yeah, see, I'm the opposite. I feel like is it Rob? I would think I have a personality more like him, but I gravitate to people like Ben. I
wish I knew what you guys were talking about. I mean, I wish I'd read this book.
You have the book now.
Yeah, now I have to read it.
Yeah, you read it.
And a lot of people love it. Who does it on audio? I got to figure that out.
I will look that up in the meantime. But the next one was the rock and roll, something with rock and roll or music or a singer.
Mm-hmm.
We did Cake.
We did.
You guys did Cake. And, you know, is it going to, like, break my heart?
No.
No.
Really?
Did I tear up? I don't even think I teared up, and I cry at everything.
No.
Promise?
No, actually, now that I'm thinking about it, yeah, I did tear up a little bit.
I think there's something about his backstory, because I looked at some of the Goodreads reviews. I didn't look at the spoiler ones, but they talked about his backstory, and I was like, do I really want to go there? And in my, you know, Chicklitathon, happy, fluffy rom-com mood, I didn't want to. But
yeah, that was the part that I cried on, because when any man cries, I will tear up instantly. So he was telling a story about that in the book, and he was tearing up, or he was crying. It made me tear up.
It wasn't that bad, though. I mean, I think overall the story was much more about their relationship and less about his whole thing that happened to him enters into it greatly, obviously, but the main thing was their relationship, and they had a good relationship, so it was kind of good.
It was fantastic on audio.
Yeah, it really was. Who did that one? That was
Andy Arndt, I think.
Yes, and Sebastian.
Joe Arden. Oh, Sebastian York.
And then
Joe Arden.
Wait, you know what? I think it is Joe Arden. I don't know why I've got it written down. And when I did my wrap up, I said the wrong name. I don't know why. I kept saying the wrong name, and I had to put on the screen, it's Joe Arden. Joe Arden. So yeah, I think it was Joe Arden. But yeah, they were good. And then they also did book 4, which just came out, and it is their continuing story. I didn't want to go to book 2. I wanted to just go all the way to 4 because I wanted to keep going with these 2 characters, and that's what happens there.
That makes sense. I mean, I like the idea that it's a family band kind of thing, and you get, you know, different siblings, I guess, stories, etc. The narrator is Kate Rawson and Ben Elliott. So once again, Ben for Lisa and I.
I don't know those narrators. I've never heard them.
They were good. They were really good. I tend to listen at, you know, like I said, 1.25, 1.5. I'm not Lisa. What do you listen at, Lisa? 2? 2. 2. But
I have headphones in.
I can't. I know, but I mean, I have earbuds in too, but I can't. Especially if they're British. It's like my brain is not keeping up. I don't know. I don't have a fast brain anymore. I am a quick study, but the brain is definitely slowing down. Just before this, Sophie, Lisa was saying something about ICU, and I went, ICU? I don't know why I was thinking it was a book term. And I was like, duh, the intensive care unit. Like, what planet do you live on, Jen? I don't know. Not this one, I guess.
You
have my brain a little while to catch up. I think it's this. My family is in the other room, and they're all eating breakfast for dinner. And so I smell bacon. It's like, that's all I can smell right now. It's totally screwing me up.
We are going to come and just stay with you because bacon's the best smell. And breakfast for dinner is like our favorite.
So good. So good. Yeah.
So the third one, so Cake and whatever I didn't read, the Page Tune book, which I will read, Lisa, I promise, and I'll get back to you on that. The kids are all home. They're busy snacking on stuff. I baked today. It was actually like a nice day. I always give the weather report. I don't know why. Me and Al Roker in my corner of the neighborhood. An old chick lit book that you've been wanting to read but haven't made time for. And where is it? Cheating at Solitaire. I am so glad I finally got to this. Allie Carter is one of my absolute favorite, hands down authors. And this is a book that you have to find it used. I think I found it on Amazon used, and there's a sequel to it. And I have both. Yeah. And it was adorable. It was everything that Allie writes in Gallagher Girls and High Society and in that Alaskan thriller, Not If I Save You First. She always puts in family of some sort. They're in her YA, the adults are present. And in here, just like Sophie Kinsella tends to do, you get a glimpse of the family. And, you know, it's just much more reality. But it's about this single girl who writes a book called 101 Ways to Cheat at Solitaire. And it's, you know, it gets her noticed by a famous actor and, you know, mayhem, rom-com. I would love to see this as a Lifetime movie because it's adorable. So.
Oh my God, I love books like that. Now, she also, Kat, did a book haul this month. And she had a set of books from her that you talked about in our first live show. And what were those? Because I wrote it down. I don't know what I did with it, but I love the covers. And where did she get those covers?
She got them from Book Depository because somebody I know ordered them for her. They're the High Society books.
Yes.
And,
yes. Okay.
The first one, when you color code your shelves, you can never find anything. The first one is called
exactly the reason I've never done that.
I know. I use her all the time when I'm trying to grab things for Bookstagram or for, you know, doing wrap-ups or whatever. I'm always like, Kat, help me. I can't. One of them I couldn't find. I knew I had a copy of Roomies, and I, you know, did I file this under blue or under black? Well, the spine is black, so I mean, you know, because when I couldn't deal with the Irish brogue accent, oh my God, that was awful. Which is too bad. Well, I won't talk about that now, but yeah, Simon & Schuster Audio usually does a much better job. But anyway,
wow.
yeah, it's
Japanese love her books, Allie Carter. I'm trying to look for the covers of those books so I could show you guys.
They're UK covers, and they're absolutely super fun.
Oh,
even the Not If I Save You First cover is within that kind of style. So if you haven't bought it yet and you want to buy it, but they're all paperback, of course, because it's, you know, young adult in the UK comes in paperback usually.
Yeah, it does. And I love the UK covers. They're always so pretty, especially the chiclet ones. The colors, I love it.
Ones.
They're so much prettier, and you wonder kind of like, why don't we do that here, U.S. publishers? But you know.
They really do get the best covers. In fact, I ordered the Lucky Harbor series by Jill Chalvis from Book Depository specifically for that reason, because they had the really beautiful ones. And they are gorgeous.
Yeah. Did you find them yet?
No, I'm looking. Where's Kat? Tell Kat to go up there and get them out of her room.
They're all in their rooms with their doors closed because they're like, I'm sure humiliated that mom's doing a live show. My mother, she's having a moment, a book nerd moment. I think Alex is running.
How long is he home for?
For the summer. Fingers crossed, he's got a bunch of job interviews. And so right now he's trying hard to, you know, get that job going.
Has he figured out what he wants to do when he grows up, or is he changing his mind?
You know, I don't expect him to yet. He has figured out he wants to major in politics. I'm super proud of him because he went in, this was his first year, and he was a sophomore already because he took all those AP classes. So, hey, parents out there, if you think those AP classes aren't worth it, they do get college credit.
All kinds of money. Michaela went in as a second semester freshman, and I was...
Yeah. And, you know, I remember as a college student, you don't want to take those prereqs. Those are boring classes. They're literally the classes you already took in high school. So I don't know.
Let me click on you here. Oh, yes, that's them. Oh, my God, so cute.
Aren't they cute?
Yes.
And so they're all that style, and they're just adorable. And so's the Not If I Save You First. So the second one is called Uncommon Criminals. And what's this one?
Yes, I got to get those.
Yeah.
And then the last one is, I mean, they're so adorable. And again, the family, because her family's been involved in, you know, heists before. And so it's just funny. And there's this uncle who's just a kick. Perfect Scoundrels, I think, is the last one. And we went to a signing of hers when we visited my parents over spring break. And she said there's still, I think it's, can't remember, there were two people that were developing her work. One was for Gallagher Girls, the Girls Spy School, and I think that was under Disney and Drew Barrymore. And the other one was Effie Trinket. What's the actress's name? She was developing, I think, High Society. So they were still kind of in development, and they're waiting to see how Ocean's 8 does. And they may, you know, then kind of push High Society forward, because it is definitely kind of an Ocean's 8 feel to it, except YA. So a girl born to a heist family, and a boy, you guys will love Hale, is his name.
Is that her love interest?
Yeah, he's the love interest. He's a friend. There could be more, but he's been kicked out of all these like prep schools and stuff, and he just has way too much money. So you combine kind of the heist girl with the guy who has way too much money, and it's just fun. I mean, it's just fun. And I love the audiobooks too. Her Gallagher Girl audiobooks are also excellent. So
I gotta look on Hoopla and see if they have that, if she's on there. Okay, so what did you read for music, Sophie?
Oh, I didn't. That was
oh, right.
I came up with a category and I didn't read it.
I'm trying to think of what. Oh, I read more about music too. I read. What did you read? Anything else besides Cake, Jen?
Not really, other than just the book 4 in that series.
Okay.
So that was it.
I read this trilogy, which is Sweet as Sin and Make Me Sin. These are super sexy, steamy rock star romances. So each band member. And then the third one, I listened to on audio. I listened to all 3 of these on audio, and I don't know who that's why I read so much, you guys. I listen on audio so much. The third one, I got it out of my romance package, which, Sophie, I saw that you said that you signed up for that.
And good move. You can get all the books.
Yeah, so I got all
the books.
3 of these with the romance package. I loved them. I would definitely recommend this. New adult, rock star, steamy, sexy, but not over the top like erotica or anything. And the stories were each really good. I think the third one might be my favorite, which I don't own that book. So yeah, that was another music. What else? I think that's it for music.
Okay.
I can't remember what the other topics or what the other challenges were.
Oh, I do.
The other one, why I brought up the Ally Carter book, was a book by an author. Let's see, how did I exactly phrase it? Who knows? An old chick lit book that you've been wanting to read but haven't made time for.
Oh yeah. Oh, I did Amy and Roger's Epic Detour by Morgan Matson, and I loved it. Loved it. It was a 5-star read for me. I loved that. I felt like I was on that road trip. And yeah, I did that on audio also.
But you own the book though, right?
I own both, yeah.
That's one of those that you should try to read both. Like
I did. I sat down, read it, and listen to it, and the whole experience was fantastic.
Yeah. Book has graphics that are nice.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that you don't get on audio, but
you haven't read the book yet, Sophie, right?
No, I haven't. And it's just, language is up in there in the rainbow colored shelves somewhere. Kat read it, I think, last summer. And I'm just thinking, someone asked me on Twitter, in fact, a couple of people did, what are you going to do next month? I'm like, y'all, I can't keep doing readathons. But just kidding. I was thinking maybe in July or something, doing something else, not Chicklitathon. But yeah, road trip books are so good. If you liked that one, I have a feeling you would like An Abundance of Catherines by John Green. And I read that years ago, and it's so funny. It is his funniest road trip book. It's just.
I will give it a shot. I'm not a big John Green fan. I love Fault in the Stars. I did not like
Looking for Alaska.
I mean, it was okay. It wasn't terrible. But I will try it. You know what? That's what we should do. We should do one week in July.
A lot.
What?
No, go ahead.
Oh, I was going to say, Sophie, we should do a readathon in July. That's a road trip readathon. Let's go on a road trip summer readathon.
Yeah, I'm down for that, because I certainly need to read that book. I know we can come up with I mean, in every category, I'm sure there's a thriller road trip in there for you, Lisa.
Right?
Yeah, it's just one of those common tropes. So, that would be so fun because I think we're going to be going on a road trip, maybe trying to see if plane tickets make sense, but we're going to go down to Los Angeles for kind of a madcap getaway. So that might be a road trip. And I love nothing more than, reading about road trips.
I know, me too. Or even if you just like read something, well, we'll have to come up with challenges in like a week to do it.
You want to do it in a week?
You want to do it for the whole month?
Everyone's
we can talk about that. We can talk about it after. We'll ask everybody else too what they want to do.
Yeah.
Good idea. What did you read for that challenge, Lisa? Oh, wait, you just said.
Amy Rogers, yeah.
What did you read, Sophie?
The Allie Carter book, The Cheating on the Volunteer. So cute.
It's my turn. Yeah. I finally read The Atonement Child by Francine Rivers. I didn't listen to it on audio because, and I've talked about this over and over, because it was done a long time ago and it was back before narration really got like to the point where it is now. So yeah, I read it on my iPad and I liked it a lot. It is really, really Christian. If you aren't into that, then you will not like that book because it's really, really, I mean, yeah, it was in the world where I live. That's how we all talk. So,
is this about a girl who, is this the one you were telling me, a girl who got raped and she kept the baby, right?
She got pregnant, yeah. And actually, most of the book is about the abortion issue, her trying to figure out what to do about it, and interesting viewpoints of everyone around her. She comes from a Christian family. She goes to a Christian college. And so it's really interesting to see all of these Christians that you assume are all going to be pro-life, and they are, except maybe not if in this particular situation. So it's just interesting. And not just that, but the hypocrisy of some of them with regard to rape and, overcoming that whole idea that there's something she did that made it her fault, and even her dealing with that herself. And so,
is it told from multiple points of view?
No.
Her point of view as she's interacting with these people is why you get
right.
Interesting.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I actually only gave it 3 stars because I thought as good as it was for what it is, she didn't take the characters far enough. I didn't think, and she left a lot of loose ends at the end, and I thought this is just a little too neat and tidy. I knew who the love interest was going to be as soon as she met him. I thought, oh, okay, that's who that is. I think the most interesting thing for me was that a lot of those characters I met when I was in Bible college. I knew those people. So, some of them good, some of them not so good. All of them thought they were good. So anyway, that was my book that I've been meaning to read for a long time. And so now I have read her, and I feel like, okay, I know what to expect if I want to read another of her books. She has a new book out called The Masterpiece. I think it's called The Masterpiece, but it's about a painter who does graffiti like undercover in LA, I think, and his assistant. I'm not sure beyond that what it is. I picked it up and read the synopsis, but that was it.
Is she a Christian writer solely? Like that's her thing?
Oh, such a Christian writer. If you pick up the book. Well, in The Atonement Child, half the book is people praying, their prayers. God, what is going on? God, why is this happening? God, what am I supposed to do? And that actually is really refreshing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can imagine. I remember seeing the book. I think it was everywhere at some point. Definitely on my shelves at Walmart where, I shop the most.
Would you read a book like that, Sophie? I'm a Christian, but I don't like Christian books for some reason.
I'm Serbian Orthodox. We go to a Greek Orthodox church. Alex was, an altar boy, and I was a Sunday school teacher for a very long time, and the kids were little. I don't know. I don't know if I would read it about that subject because I'm also right up front, very liberal. So
yeah.
I don't know. I'd like to get the point of view, and I have friends that, you know, cut across every which way the rainbow, but I don't know. I don't know if I could, the subject matter and then, you know, the didactic quality of it might be like overwhelming for me. Having said that, I have read Christian authors. There was a chick lit author. I cannot think of her, the name of her story. I'm sure I could find it in my Goodreads somewhere. But I was teaching Sunday school, and it was about this mom who was trying to do everything and teach Sunday school. It was really funny. And like you said, Jen, I recognized all the moms in Sunday school, you know, the ones that say they're going to help out, but they really don't. So you end up doing it, so you never get a break, that kind of thing. It was really funny, and it was very well told, and it did have a Christian theme. But the other one that I read is Chicklitathon Wrapup.
Yeah. I still need to read that.
River of Time, I think.
Yeah. Waterfall is the first one.
Mm-hmm. It is I only read the first 3. She continued them, and I didn't quite follow her. But I read those first 3 books. I think I read the first 2 like in 2 or 3 days. It was over a long weekend. And then I read the third one the minute she published it. And it was wonderful. So I went on to read, she did one kind of a Downton Abbey-esque book about a girl that takes, what's that called? Can't think. When they take the tour. I think it was kind of the grand tour kind of thing, where they take a year off and they go on a tour of Europe. That was okay. There was a moment where, again, like sometimes the prayer thing kind of hits me, and even though I have my unique relationship with God, as we all do, mine's more like, are you there, God? It's me, Margaret. It was a little.
I love that book.
I know. Kat read it when she was like in 5th, 6th grade.
Mm-hmm.
Bella has not wanted to read it. I know she's updated it. I love that book. I just do. But
I give it away at every baby shower I go to, because you know how they stopped saying like don't give cards.
Mm-hmm.
They have. I end up giving. They always want like a book. That's like one of the books I always give. I love it.
It's such a good book. It still holds up. I don't know. Kat felt it was a little dated, even though they've modernized it. But
it is. But
there was a moment where she was like praying on a boat on her cruise ship, and I was like, you know what? I mean, I've had those moments. I do every day. But it was a little much. So sometimes those things pull me out of the story. I just want a story. You know, Narnia was a good story, and it was Christian themed. The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe is hands down my childhood favorite book.
Yeah, it's a good allegory. Well, that's the nice thing about Christianity, is that you get the entire spectrum. You really can. I mean, it doesn't matter how liberal or how conservative or whatever you are, whatever, you know, wherever you fall on the line, we all love God. So, you know, we love God and we love each other. And that is exactly what you're supposed to do.
That's right. And preach tolerance whenever you can. That's my goal. Tolerance and kindness.
And no judgments. No judgments. That drives me nuts.
Oh,
yeah.
It is hard to do sometimes. I mean, I will confess, I see some woman wearing white leggings and I'm like, girl, I know there's judgment and there's judgment.
One of the things in the Atonement Child that I really liked, one of the quotes was, how is it that we expect other people to come to Christ when we go around shooting our own wounded? And man, yeah, been a victim of that, and even recently. And it's the thing about, you know, it's so complicated because people tend to want to measure everything, and that just leads you right down that road of legalism, and you don't measure up because you're not doing the thing and following the rules and yada yada yada, and that drives me crazy. That drives me crazy within the church. So, okay, let's move on from the church.
Yes.
Talk about that 4th challenge, which was an author who's written a lot but that you haven't read, a prolific author that you haven't read yet. What did you do, Sophie?
So I think I put this challenge down because when Sarah Destin came out, they redid her covers. Our used bookstore was selling them for like $1 or $2. And so I just bought the, 4 yards or whatever it was, the Sarah Destin books. And I've read I think this will be the 3rd. I DNF'd it, you guys.
Which one is that?
Yeah, Keeping the Moon.
Keeping the Moon.
Isn't that the one, the
her.
summertime where she's at her aunt's house and her aunt's like a real crazy lunatic and kind of eccentric? And isn't that what that one's about?
That's it. Yeah. And,
Yeah.
you know, I went 50 pages in, and it's very short. So that, you know, it's a good third of the book almost. It wasn't holding my attention. I read, is it called, I always want to call it Saint Anything.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. I think that's it.
You know, the thing with that one is the tension. I saw what was going to happen. It happened. And I didn't like it. I did like, however, the wedding book, and I can't even think of the name of it right now because I'm confusing it with Save the Date, the Morgan Matson book that's coming out. Kat hated the wedding book. It was about a girl whose mother is a wedding planner and her business partner, and the mom is single. The business partner is gay. They're both very into their business. They've been friends for a really long time, and it's the girl's senior year, I think, and I read this as an audiobook or listened to it as an audiobook. Somebody on Twitter said, oh, I hate it when people say that they read audiobooks. I'm like, I say it all the time. I read it as an audiobook. Sorry. I listened to it as an audiobook.
Yeah, whatever.
It was, yeah, right. It was really good. What I loved about it is there was a moment where, I don't want to give it away because I remember Alex was doing his training runs, and he said, you know, come on, Mom. And I did my hikes while he ran, 10 miles or whatever. I barely did 3. And but I literally stopped on the trail because I was just like, what in the world? And so she pulled in something that I did not expect. And that changed the whole tension. It changed the whole premise of where it was going. It was just about a girl who met this guy, and then they kind of separated, and there was all this stuff with her mom's wedding business. And the backdrop of that was really cool because it was all about love. When people get married, that is the single happiest moment, right, of their life at that point. And so she was watching and arranging all these, marriage events, weddings, and she didn't have anyone in her life. And then something happens, and it was so tragic, and it literally made me stop on that hiking trail. There was nobody around me but the birds and the trees, and I was like, I've got to talk to someone about it. Now, Kat thought it felt very artificial, and I can see how. I don't want to, spoil it for you guys, but I really liked it. And the paperback just came out, so.
Yeah. I remember seeing that and thinking that was an adult book instead of YA, and it surprised me because Sarah Dessen did it.
Yeah.
I think I've read maybe 3 or 4 of her books. I think I have, like, most of them.
I don't know why Goodreads is driving me nuts right now.
I get them all. I got them at Ollie's for really cheap. And then I realized she's not my favorite author. Once again, we fall prey to the, let's buy all the books. Oh, wait, I don't like all those books.
And that, exactly. Like, maybe I should have just gotten one book. But they're all there, and I've heard Just Listen is one of her better ones. Did you read that one? I'm going to give that a try.
I can't remember. I don't. You know what? I'd have to go back and look at the synopsis to figure out whether or not I read it. I don't know. I can go back and look at Goodreads, I guess. But
you guys, Goodreads is like messing up right now. I'm trying to figure out what
don't bother.
All of our read dates are gone. They've been deleted. So when you go to sort it by like your read column and then it's date read,
yeah,
they're gone.
What?
Yeah, I can't sort them.
How are they going to sort our yearly book challenge? Not that I care, but I'm obsessed with it. Yes.
Well, that's still there. I don't know. Maybe it's just me. I don't know. Anyway, I'm trying to remember which book I picked for that challenge. You picked Sarah Dessen. I think I might have picked that Fletcher book.
Oh, Giovanna Fletcher, because she has quite a backlist too.
Well, she alone, I don't think has like a ton. It's a good handful, but I believe her and her husband co-write a lot of books together. But Goodreads is driving me nuts right now, so I can't figure it out.
So
Karen Anderson might end up not being one of my favorite authors, just because of what she writes. I think like there's the romance, and then there's kind of the issue. And while the wedding book, which I will have to look up the name of it, I liked the issue. Took me so much by surprise, and it just fit with the characters and everything. This one didn't. And This Ain't Anything was just, it felt like a really bad Lifetime movie. It was just like, I know what's going to happen, so let it happen already. And she just strung it along for 300 pages. And then it happened.
There is one that Karen from Rather Be Reading has read from her that she absolutely loved. And it's got like...
Karen loves all her books.
Does she?
Oh, yeah.
I don't think she does. I thought she didn't like her.
Oh, I think Sarah Dessen is one of her favorite authors. I think she is.
Oh.
Hey, Anita.
So ignore me.
I saw a tag she did, and she's talked about Sarah Dessen a lot. I went back and I looked at Goodreads. I've read 3 of her books. They are Dreamland, Keeping the Moon, and The Truth About Forever. The Truth About Forever, I rated 1 star. I remember.
I think it was Keeping the Moon. Is that the one that has like the water and like a lake with the dock leading to the water?
That's Dreamland. That's Dreamland, and that's about abuse.
Dreamland then. Yeah. Oh, that's your...
Yeah, it was.
My DNF, I'm like, I'm not, I don't care.
Yeah.
Yeah,
okay.
I know.
Yep.
You guys, I'm stroking out right now about Goodreads.
Oh.
What was your, Jen, the author who's written a lot of books that has a big backlist, I guess?
That was Denise Grover Swank. And so the pink cover, I'll say Katie Katugno for the pink cover. And then I read the 3, what's that series called, Lisa?
The Wedding
Pact. The Wedding Pact.
Wedding Pact. Sophie, you have to pick those up on audio. That would be your jam.
So good. Shannon McManus is fabulous. It's fantastic. By the way, you guys, the Audies are going on right now.
What is that?
Like the Oscars of the audiobook world.
Yeah.
Well, you guys all know Shannon McManus is actually Kelly Dalton.
Yep.
So she goes by Kelly Dalton when she does Mariana Zapata's books.
Yeah. Oh, wait. I didn't
in YA when she does as Shannon McManus, which is her pseudonym.
You know, I didn't put From Luke Off with Love, but that was another one that I read this month. So, yeah. Anyway. So, yeah, the Wedding Pact series was my prolific author that I hadn't tried. Actually, I had tried one of her books, but I didn't count it. So,
I'm looking it up on Audible right now. And for Lisa, Not If I Save You First, the UK cover looks like this.
That's it. I'm getting them. It's happening.
Yep.
It's pretty darn cute. Kat has that one as well.
You know what? I love those covers so much. It gets to the point that I don't even care if the book's good. I just have to have it on my shelf.
I hope you like them. You know, they're YA. They're very firmly YA, and they're very clean YA. But you know,
I like that.
Yeah, they're fun.
Although I have to say, I am chick lit out, man. I need I need some time off.
You need your thriller. The thriller vibe is back.
Yeah.
So I'm never done with chick lit. Though there are times when I'm done with kind of the formula, that kind of happily ever after, you know, madcap comedy. Though I don't know, I'm kind of always there for that one. I do have the Sophie Kinsella book, the new one that I haven't read yet. That's gone kind of meh reviews, and I think that's what's kind of held me off from reading.
The one that we got from NetGalley like a while ago that we never ended up reading.
Yes. Did you read it?
No, what was Surprise? I remember like there was wasn't there like a present?
It was Surprise Me.
Did you sample it on audio?
No, I haven't actually. Romance package.
Yeah.
So the last category was, Sophie's going to keep this moving, Jen. The last category was a serious chick lit book, which for me was, this is about as serious as I get. Love in Other Words by Christina Lauren. I love this book, you guys. We can talk about roomies as well. But this was probably 4.5 stars. Really well done on audio too. And it's about Macy and Elliot and their childhood friends. There's a summer home up in Northern California that Macy's dad buys for them. Macy's mom passed away and left a list of things for her dad to do as Macy grows. And it really, you know, it touched my mama's heart because I don't know if you guys are like me, but every once in a while I have those horrific thoughts that like, oh my God, what would happen, right? I don't know.
I do.
Oh, yeah.
You know, anxiety is my life. So
Yep.
yeah, I have those horrific thoughts. I don't obsess on them. But so just the fact that they played into that and you watch Macy grow up. Elliot is a boy that lives in that seaside town, and they grow up together and they grow apart and they grow together and stuff happens. They become young adults. It's just lovely. And the way they did it was wonderful. And I know both Christina and Lauren from their Twilight fanfic days. They're fun girls. This was a surprise. They really, really hit the mark on this one for me.
Now, are they a lesbian couple?
No. No, they both are married.
Okay, because I read the back of Roomies and I didn't know if it meant they were married to each other.
Oh, maybe. No, I'm just kidding. I'm pretty sure they're straight, and they both have children. They've written
dogs. I think it's something about dogs.
They started writing Beautiful Bastard, which I think was called The Office as a fanfic. And it became Beautiful Bastard. They sold it to Simon & Schuster as a series, reworked it so it doesn't smack of, you know, Twilight, which it was never a vampire fic. It was real people, whatever they call that. I don't read a lot of fanfic. That's a whole other separate live show. And I've read parts of Beautiful Bastard, and it wasn't my cup of tea.
I hated it. I hated it. I DNF'd it. DNF'd
I don't know why.
It was awful.
Things that pull Sophie out of romances usually are the sex scenes. And they're not I'm like 107 or however old Edward was. I feel like I'm his age too. Not because of that. It's not because, well, if you do like a cookbook instruction thing, I'm out too. But when Cassie Clare talks about this a lot, she actually marks her action scenes and her love scenes so you don't have what she calls kind of octopus effect, where the hands are here, then they're over there, whatever. And in Beautiful Bastard, the very opening sex scene is something that to me would just be uncomfortable. And now Lisa's like, what is it? But they were against a window in a high-story skyscraper.
Well, that sounds dangerous.
Okay, am I the only one that thinks like that?
And they're on camera.
All I could think of was in biology, you know, the slides, like you're just like pressed against the and so that's like dying over here. But
I'm thinking a mammogram, like pressing up against something, like poor boobs were squished.
Because I'm, you know, shrinking violets, because this is how my brain works. Like I start thinking like, that wouldn't really be like very sexy, but maybe, no. These days, I just quote John Lennon a lot. Like, whatever gets you through the night, it's all right. And honestly, it's fine. But for me, I couldn't get past that scene because I was like obsessed. Like, the mechanics of it. Like, this is how the brain works. And once I'm pulled out of a story, I can't. I just can't.
It was all about, and a lot of the reviews of that say it's about consent and workplace conduct and a lot of that. And, you know, that combined with all the rest of it, I just thought, no, I'm done. I'm out.
I didn't even think about that. The workplace conduct stuff bothers me because I was in middle management for so long that would not, she's an intern.
Yeah.
But even if you kind of go, well, Sophie, it's fiction, you know, whatever. Yeah. The mechanics, girl, the mechanics of that opening scene. Someone please tell me. Like, I don't know. Mr. Darcy even.
We do not need a gynecologist.
Yeah. he and I were like, how would that, and then all I could think of was like some poor soul having to clean the window. That's the mom in me. Take the squeegee.
So I ended up DNFing that book on, I should say I didn't like the audio for some reason. I wasn't connecting, but I did get a physical copy because Trish and I are going to read that together. So I'm excited.
I am so curious. I really want to see you guys, you know, do your reviews and wrap-ups because I'm curious to see if you do like it. I don't know if it's just the setting for me because I love that area with a passion, but it just worked.
And I'm also happy that you said that it's not as like this serious chick lit either, which I don't think they can really write. I mean, I don't think it could be like a women's fiction. I thought they were trying to like completely do something opposite than what they're used to, but it seems like they kind of went back to their roots. Like it is a love story. It does go back to YA a little bit and then jumps forward to adult. So I'm really excited that you said that because I didn't give it a good enough shot.
A friend of mine went to their book signing in the Bay Area, and she actually went live on Instagram, and I watched it, and they said they didn't set out to write women's fiction. They just wrote their romance like they usually do. And it's Simon & Schuster that wanted a gallery books division, wanted to market it as women's fiction because it was something more. And I think for them, it is a lot deeper, but it's still just a romance. And yes, there's sexy times in there. And no, you don't need a squeegee for this one.
Now, what about autobiography that they wrote? Now, a lot of people say they love that book. But did she like it?
I have not read it. Kat is in halfway through it, I think, or right about halfway. And she's just struggling to finish it because she can't connect with the characters. Not because they're gay boys, just because she can't connect with them. There's always something that ties you to a character. You know,
right.
I connect with all sorts of characters. I mean, I will never be or live their lives, but there's that thread that with a reader, and I'm very character driven too. And so So that was part of her Chicklitathon. She was actually joining us with that, and autobiography was on there. And
I think gay men characters are quite easy for us chicks to bond with. So I was wondering if, because so much diversity and stuff in books right now, which I think is absolutely fabulous, but I seem like these get such high ratings. Is it just because they have a gay couple in there, or is it because it really is a good book? So.
Yeah, it's a valid question. I would hope it's a good book, and not just because you throw in a bunch of diverse characters. That happened. I just filmed a series review on Simon versus the Homo Sapiens Agenda and the other two books that follow it because Leia and the Offbeat just came out, and it's the middle book. I can't even think of what it's called. Someone help me out somewhere. The middle book did that, and it's actually about.
I didn't realize there was a middle book.
The Upside of Unrequited.
Oh, that's connected?
No, I did not. And it's her straight book, if you will. The characters are straight. So I should relate, I guess, but I did not like the main character. She made a love triangle, which I'm a big fan of love triangles. I'm perfectly fine with them. But you got to make them believable. And there was one guy that was totally not believable, and then there was the guy that oh yeah, she's going to end up with. The biggest problem I had with that book was that everybody was effing diverse. Now, I mean, I live in Northern Nevada. We're getting more diverse, but I came from the Bay Area, which is about as diverse as you get. And I get it. I mean, our friends were every color of the rainbow.
We're talking in Tampa Bay area?
It seemed forced. When the two mothers who were getting married one was Jewish and the other one, I can't even remember her religion. I was just like, these are side characters. Her Judaism, which I respect, does not even play into the story. So I think this is what I'm worried about. I want diverse books. I want diverse characters, but don't make them real. Like when Dimple Met Rishi, I love that book. I'm so excited about the companion book that just came out. Make them real.
Okay, I'm going to read that one then. Hoopla has that on audio, and I've been wanting to ask somebody who has read it, and okay, I'm definitely going to get that.
It is a solid 4 stars. I think I actually did read it on audio. Sorry, Jen. I feel like I know you're not the read, listen police. But I loved it.
You're pulling you over.
I loved it. I'm Serbian, so the ethnic part certainly played into it. The strict ethnic parents, you know, who are trying to pull you one way, and you're like, hello, I'm Americanized because this is where you brought me, you know, as a child. I love that pull and that push and the respect. There's still the respect to your ethnicity, to your ethnic roots, to your culture. And just, I just love those 2 characters so much. So, all right,
okay, so I'm definitely going to get that book because those are the books I love Abby reading too. I love her reading problematic books because it gives us great things to talk about. But I love books like that too, especially the respect for the parents, to know where you came from. I love that. Okay.
Yeah, when her mom texts her, I mean, it's just hysterical. The other book that I started, and it's one of those books, it's not the book, it's me. American Panda is the same way. Her mother drops her off at college and, you know, texts her immediately. Like, she hasn't even gone up the stairs, and her mother's texting her, like, you know, did you make it to your room okay? I'm kind of so my ethnic mother.
Oh, boy.
I've done that.
Yeah. So
I can be over the top.
That was the last challenge, was the serious ones. What did you guys pick?
Oh, what did I pick? Let's see. Jen, what did you pick?
I picked, what did I pick? What did I pick? Hold, please.
Apparently, I'm the only one.
After I Do by Taylor Jenkins Reid. Think about it. Yeah. After I Do, Taylor Jenkins Reid. Who narrated it? I forget. Tara Sands. Tara Sands was amazing. That was a problematic book for me. And the only reason I say that is because I didn't love it. I just didn't. Did
you just throw the P word out there, Jennifer?
I did. Are you calling me Jennifer? Am I in trouble? I only ever get called that when I'm in trouble.
I think I'm the only one. I can't figure out what I read, Jen, because my Goodreads isn't working.
Well, we did read He Said, She Said, which...
Oh, I know. Hold on.
I am hoping that another Taylor Jenkins Reid book will be better. I want to read One True Loves, and I haven't gotten to it yet, but that one I read.
Okay, I hope. Oh, sugar plums. Okay, I hope that Trish is still watching because she got me her newest book, and I read this, and I read it in one sitting, and this would classify as my serious one. This book, you guys, I cried.
Oh,
I cried. That's not fair, though. It's not really even that cry worthy. It's just me, but. So I'll read it to you. It's one day, maybe 5 years from now, you'll look back and understand why this happened. And Sophie, you're going to love this book because this is so you.
I just want to buy all the Page-Tune books, you guys.
Just the covers, right?
Yeah.
And I don't know if you guys can see that really good,
it's
but
beautiful.
This was What If You Met the Right Person at the Wrong Time. And I'm not going to say anything more.
I love that already.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. So... yeah, I loved it. And I don't want to say anything more because it goes on for a couple decades where we follow 2 characters and life separates them. But every 5 years, life also brings them back together. And then they split again. And then somehow life brings them back another 5 years. So that's why it's called 5 Years From Now. So it's good. It happens over a couple decades.
that makes me think I need to reread November 9 by Colleen Hoover.
Yeah, it's totally not November 9, but I love that book too.
Seriously? Okay, because here's how problematic Colleen Hoover is. So
there's that P word again.
I don't find her all problematic. I don't know. I love her.
I do too, but I don't like everything she writes. And she is one saucy woman, man. She is so sarcastic and funny.
I don't even know who she is, but I like the books that she has written. I have enjoyed them. Are they what I would envision my life to be? Hell no. Or my daughter's life? Oh my God, kill me now. No, but I enjoy them. You know?
Same.
I don't want anybody I know like that to be real life.
Not the last couple I haven't liked. And I didn't like Confess. I thought, I don't know.
Oh, I hated
what
that
she
one.
did with that, with the whole painting thing. I thought.
Yeah, I didn't get it. I didn't get it either.
Yeah.
That's funny. That's my least one that I liked.
Well, and you know what? The narrator on that one, I cannot stand that narrator. Ugh.
Do you not like her, Sophie?
I read a short story. It was called Cinderella Something by her.
Oh, yeah.
And it was like, yeah, you know, not my cup of tea.
So much drama.
Yeah. But Slammed has been recommended when she first wrote that, when that first came out. That was recommended by a friend that I really adore, Myra McIntyre. She wrote a bunch of she wrote a trilogy of a time travel trilogy called Timepiece, I think was the first one.
Oh, yeah. Beautiful covers.
Myra's actually
Ballerina's on the cover.
She became a really good friend, and so she once texted me. She said, "Sophie, drop everything. You have to read this," and I never did. Stuff was going on in my life, or I wasn't in the mood or whatever. You know me, I have to sit in my fantasy, whatever, YA moments. And she really loved that book. And then since then, some of the booktubers, Witty from Witty Novels, we love Whitney Atkinson. You're shaking your head. You know, college.
I've met her.
You have?
Yeah.
I bet kick. The girls and I love her. The college students have something that I think I've forgotten, and that's they have the luxury of time and the ability to kind of study and dovetail what they're studying with what they're reading. And because Witty was reading a lot of women's literature, a lot of feminist poetry, etc., when she read Colleen Hoover, she found her all sorts of problematical. And so she did this, I think she posted it actually on Goodreads first, and it got Colleen's attention. Jen's nodding, you know, the whole
yeah, I've seen it too.
The dramatic. The debacle. It was oh my gosh.
Well, the thing is that Colleen fixed that one scene, which actually to me was like a super hot scene. I didn't think anything was wrong with it.
I didn't either.
The only thing, her name is Whitney. The only thing with Whitney was that was pretty intense, her comment in Goodreads. It just could have been said differently, I think. I think it was just so, I don't like people getting attacked. That's my thing. I felt like she was just very mean about something that didn't have to be so, because Colleen was fixing that issue no matter what. It just so happened that the ebook copy or the print copy, that scene was still in there. But she deleted that. She fixed it.
Oh, see, I didn't know that background, that she was going to fix it anyway, Colleen was.
Well, it was already fixed.
Okay.
And, but some of her editors, Colleen talks about it. I don't know if you saw her.
She did a response video.
Yeah, you should watch it.
I didn't see the response video because I really don't, follow. I sit in Cassandra Clare land, as you know, in my, which we can talk about the P word there too, problematical, I'm sure. But
I like Whitney. I don't think there's anything wrong with Whitney. I know when I was her age, I was passionate about things and went off on pretty big tangents because that's where my heart was, and I felt like I was right.
Yeah, and that's just it. And she's also studying that too.
Right.
She has the luxury of being the college student, and it really is a luxury. And she can say, hey, in my professor's class we were discussing X, Y, and Z, and now I see it in this, novel I'm reading just for fun. And
yeah, that's not really what she did. She really did go off on an attack. And I thought what I read from that, what I got from it was her youth. I thought you're so young. You're so young and you have so many opinions and they haven't been seasoned yet. Teen, I think. She might be now, but she just,
Yeah,
you just kind of learn as you go along to be a little more careful and articulate about what's wrong with things. And I think the way she did it was not the best. I respect her opinion, but I don't think she expressed herself very well.
Well, I think she expressed herself well, and I think she articulated her words really well too, because I'm terrible at articulating words. I think that she just didn't have enough tact to it. Like she did it as a teenager, you know, she did it as a teenager. And I think
exactly.
5 years from now, she's going to go back and say, dang, I kind of wish I said that different. I think that's just a growing thing. And yeah.
It is a growing thing. But I miss that passion. I miss that passion because I'm sure I was that girl at 19, 20.
Oh, I know I was. I know I still am at times.
Open my big fat mouth and,
Me too.
and spoke my mind, and I used all the data points that I just learned to, you know, drive the argument home. And I think that's what I loved about it. And Colleen, I think, I'm curious now that I know there's a video out there. I will watch it. I'm hoping that she
responded to that. She responded to Whitney on Goodreads. It was a response to her.
That's good. I'm hoping she was the adult and took it okay. Because as an author, you know, not everyone is going to like your books. So it's okay. I mean, Cassandra Clare's gotten a ton of hatred. How do we get to Cassie when it's chick lit? Anyway, once upon a time, Cassie, there's a tie-in. I can do Cassandra Clare tie-in.
We can never do a video without Cassie.
Yeah. She was going to do a Austen-inspired Pride and Prejudice in high school book, which I would love to see her do something other than Shadowhunters. She has an adult an adult high fantasy planned somewhere far, far off when she finishes up all the Shadowhunter stuff. But I wish she would do a contemporary thing because I think she would rock it. Anyway.
I need to read some of her books, but I'm waiting for her to start something brand new.
I get it. I do.
I'm just kind of done. Just done.
I would tell you to start with Infernal Devices.
I told her the same thing. I think that Clockwork Princess is one of the best books I've ever read in my life.
Yep.
It's those are 3 books?
There's 3 books. Clockwork, Angel,
Clockwork Prince, and then Princess. Mm-hmm.
I can read just those 3 and be done.
Yeah. You can read just those 3 and be done. They're the prequel to whatever's on Freeform, which I hate with my whole heart. We don't even refer to that show anymore. You can read that as a prequel. City of Bones, Ashes and Glass are the first 3 books she wrote. It's funny because today I could not help myself. I was at the supermarket. I saw City of Bones, newly packaged as a mass market book. It was 30% off. It was $6, you guys. And like, you know, the devil took a hold of me, as my grandmother would have said. I dropped it on the conveyor belt, literally. And then I just looked at it. I was like, there's just something about that book. It brought me back, that Twilight first and then City of Bones. It was because of all the nerds on the Twilight Moms message board. They were reading these books and Stephanie recommended it. Stephanie used to have a blurb on it, Stephanie Meyer. Anyway, she, and
you love both of them, right? You love Stephanie Meyer too, right?
Which one? I'm sorry?
You like Stephanie Meyer, don't you?
I love Twilight and will defend it. And yes, Jen,
me too.
Word, feel free, just hurl it at me. But I love the book.
Me too.
Audiobook, but I loved Twilight, New Moon, Eclipse. You know, Breaking Dawn is Breaking Dawn, but I loved her writing style, and what I loved about it again is the family and the backstories. You guys,
Me too.
But I loved Anne Rice too for about 3 books, and then I dropped off. I love the way she brought in the lore with the Native American werewolf. It's all the way up in the Pacific Northwest and Forks, Washington. I just loved all that.
See, when you guys were reading Twilight and all that, I was reading Diana Gabaldon's Outlander. And I haven't read it. And everyone's like, Sophie, you love time travel. You guys, we should do read-a-thon. We should do time travel. I love time travel.
I love time travel.
And
Yeah.
I have not read.
Yeah,
that.
but you can't think time travel with those. Those are really historical, like serious historical. I mean, Diana Gabaldon is an amazing detail person when it comes to history. And so it's a great love story, but at the same time, yeah, it's a love story and it's historical. So you can kind of, I mean, the time travel is a nice little way to get there, but yeah, it's not really about time travel.
Okay.
Amazing.
Hey guys, will you give me a minute? My dog's crying because he wants to go outside. I'll be right back.
So, serious books. Yeah. I did not like mine. I got to tell you that After I Do by Taylor Jenkins Reid. It was about a couple who decide that since their marriage is on the rocks, they're going to take a break for a year. They're not going to have any contact with each other, and they're just going to come back together again at the end of the year and see if they want to stay married. And yeah, the P word. The P word. The P word. The P word. Oh my gosh. The way that they went about it.
The premise sounds really good. I mean, you know, let's take a break. Very much Ross from Friends.
Right. But it created so many more problems than it solved. And finally, about 85% of the way through the book, the main character, her mother, or not her mother, her grandmother, gives her some advice. And I'm thinking, yeah, like common sense. Where were you when this was first happening? And, you know, she just, I don't know, it was too little too late. Yeah. And then she gets all sappy with some other stuff that happens with it. And it was just, nah. I'm hopeful with, there's another one of her books that I want to read called One True Loves. And that premise just sounds amazing. It's this woman is married to this guy and he dies and is, lost somehow in a plane crash or at sea or so, I don't know what. But he's gone. So she gets involved again. I don't know if she gets married again, but she gets involved again. Lisa, you know. And then he comes back. The first guy comes back. So it's like the serious love triangle. I think, oh, that's going to be good.
Who are we talking about? Or, oh, you talking about Taylor Jenkins Reid?
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's see. And it happens to be the husband's best friend too.
Oh.
Yep.
Is she married to him? The husband's best friend?
I'm not telling you anything. But it takes her, it's just done really well. Like, you know how some triangles are done just not, it's kind of like, oh gosh, it's just terrible, which I still like reading about. But
yes.
Terrible.
Guilty.
Terrible.
Definitely guilty.
So like when she believes her husband is dead, she actually mourns him. Like she is devastated for an extended period of time before she starts forming feelings for his best friend. So it's not like she just jumps one to the other. I mean, you see her mourn for a long time.
Yeah, I got to pick that one up.
I mean, yeah. In fairness to love triangles, like that one sounds logical. The one that Giovanna Fletcher one, You're the One That I Want, was also logical. They were childhood friends. So that's what I love about love triangles. You know, if it's Jacob and Edward, well. Anyway.
See, I think that Clockwork Princess has the absolute best love triangle I ever read, ever. It is amazing.
5 stars, because it's actual love triangle.
Yes.
Right, Jen? It's not just.
Absolutely.
It's not just the girl and the 2 guys, or, you know, a boy and 2 girls or whatever. It's Tessa, the girl, and then the boys, Will and Jem. And I'm Team Jem because people want to know.
Me too.
No, it's because we're old girls. And,
yes.
And Kat is Team Will, and I tell her, when you become, you know, an old middle-aged mom like me, you'll probably be more Team Jem. But the thing is, I love Will too, and she wrote them so well. And yes, it's urban fantasy, and yes, it's kind of outrageous because, you know, shadow hunters, but their friendship.
That's it. It's that parabatai thing,
yeah.
You know, because they've both got the friendship with Tessa, and yet they've still got that love relationship with her too. And other in a romantic relationship between the two of them. It's that closer than a brother kind of thing, you know? They just love each other, all three of them.
Like a blood brother
Amazing.
bond, and they respect each other so much, and they care for each other so much, and they have a history with one another because they've, you know, grown up.
Yeah.
I think you'll really enjoy it, Lisa. When you're in the mood, you have to be in the mood for these things. Like, I have to steel my heart and be in the mood to read like a seriously tragic book.
Well, I tell you what, I've been off of Chicklit now for the last 4 days. I've been
3 days.
I binged the Illuminate Files.
Oh, so good.
Oh, good.
I did all 3. Holy crap. I have never read. That might be my favorite trilogy ever.
Same.
Because the experience was just so unique. Nobody's ever done anything like that I've read.
No?
My favorite was Gemina, and then Illuminate, and then Obsidio. They're all 5-star books for me. I mean, it's hard. And then I think my favorite male would be Nick. Favorite Hannah. Favorite female.
Yeah, I'm Team Ezra and Katie. I love this too.
Ella is my favorite side character.
I take that back.
Love her.
Ella and Ezra. Oh,
my favorite character.
Amazing.
My favorite character is Aiden.
Oh, I love him
yeah.
too.
I mean, you guys, Aiden. We just watched the Solo movie twice because I'm a huge Star Wars nerd. So
me too.
Hoping to see it a third time in IMAX. Is it that good? I don't know. It's
pretty good.
It's okay. Yeah, it's pretty good. But I loved Aiden. I mean, you guys, Aiden. All day I was just sitting there waiting for him to appear. And in Obsidio, the way that his character arc goes, it was just perfect. It was fitting.
I was telling Jen and Michaela last night, we were talking that I finally finished Obsidio, and I was telling them that I cried too. I cried about Aiden in book 3.
I know, right?
Even though he never really goes away. Oh my gosh, Sophie, could you believe that last scene in Solo? The entire movie theater went, oh!
Yeah, like I said, I'm a huge nerd. Like,
one apprentice, one master.
12 times in the theater. That's true. I was that girl. So I bought tickets for Thursday night, and Alex was home, so we went and saw it. And
I saw it too.
And then I started with all the questions, and we're not going to spoil it for you, Lisa. But I started with all the questions, like and it's all. If you look up videos, Jen, you'll get all the answers. You probably, if you go to like IO9 and stuff, they have it linked. But what's cool about it, I thought, was some of the answers come from the graphic novels, comic books, and the cartoon, Clone Wars, which I had not kept up with. So,
yeah, it was great. I loved it.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah. So I think in the month of June, like I've already started, like I'm in sci-fi and fantasy, dystopian, post-apocalyptic. Like now I just started the Partials trilogy from Dan Wells.
Love that trilogy. Loved it. Absolutely loved it.
I think I'm going to then read Scott Sigler's, what is it? Alive, All Right, and Alone. Have you guys read those?
No, I have Alive, but I haven't read it yet.
I'm not going to start. Is it Scythe?
Oh yeah,
because I want to wait for it to finish. They all hang on cliffhangers, or they end on cliffhangers. I can't do that. Drives me nuts.
And this last one, Thunderhead, the way it ended. Where is that book? Where? I need it right now. Oh man,
be a BA right now.
That's a cliffhanger. It was a killer, like to the heart.
And then I want to read the Maya Dyer trilogy.
You haven't read that?
Mm-mm.
Oh, you will love that. You will love that because that psychological thriller thing that you love, Lisa, you will eat it up. You will eat it up.
I think I'm going to eat it up too. And then Kiss of Deception, that trilogy. Did you guys read that?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I read the first 2. I have not read the third one.
That was one where I wanted her to pick the other guy.
Oh no, really?
Yeah, but it was okay. It was okay
Oh,
because it's pretty clear from the outset who she's going to pick. But it's okay because he gets his ending. And Mary E. Pearson actually even tweeted about it and wrote something like he needed to have his happy ending too, and he got it. So I was okay with that, even though he was my first pick.
interesting. I know. I have to read it. That's one that I wish was made. I don't know. It wasn't as long. The books are formidable for me. So.
Well, you know, the last book in the Victoria Aviar series just came out, War Storm, in the Red Queen series. That thing is like 650 pages, and I'm like, I'm just putting it off, thinking, oh man, it's going to take how many hours of my life?
Yeah, I bought books 1, 2, and I think there was a short story or something.
No, there are 3 books.
There are 3. Okay, so I have the 3, and I haven't even read the first one, and now I see this like huge 800 plus. I know, and I'm like, no, Sophie, just buy book 1 and see if you like it, because I don't know. I've heard mixed reviews on that one. It's very tropey, but I might be in the mood for tropes, right? You never know with me.
So, yeah, Sophie, what do you think I should read then, like in that kind of young adult or / new adult like fantasy? Don't tell me Brandon Sanderson. I can't do it.
You know what? I have to tell you, that book is sitting on my nightstand still with like the bookmark at page, what was it, 125. And
you didn't finish it?
I did not finish it.
Oh.
I just stopped wherever we stopped. And
what was it you were reading?
The first Brandon Sanderson book, The Way of King. Is it Way of Kings?
Oh.
No, the first one isn't that.
I never read any of those. I read Steelheart, which was amazing.
I actually have all 3 of those. Thank you, Book Outlet. Are they good?
Yes.
Okay.
Very much so. It's all, you will love them. You will love them. If you love Star Wars, it's all like superheroes and supervillains. It's, it's good.
Nice. I'm all about that. I liked Marissa Meyer's Renegades too. I really enjoyed that.
I never have read that one.
It's good. It's good. The one that I haven't finished, I started it and then I put it down because I just wasn't in the mood, was Victoria Schwab's Vicious. And I know covered it. And
I tried it and I couldn't get into it. So
it was taking too long, right? Wasn't it taking too long?
Oh, that's the other one I need to read. Okay, I need to read the one you gave me.
No, don't read Vicious yet.
No,
Victoria Schwab and get Darker Shade of Magic. That first book is really good. I've not read books 2 and 3, but the first book is amazing. Talk about time travel.
What's the song one?
That one's
The Savage Song.
The Savage Song. Yeah.
I have to. That was your favorite book of 2016. You sent me a copy.
I did.
And Jen got me a copy of the audiobook, so that's on my list for June. I'm psyched.
Isn't Our Dark Duet, isn't that the second book? And it's a duology, right?
It's a duology, and Kat loved it, and she is dying for me to read Dark Duet. I don't know. I'll have to see what I'm in the mood for. I don't know. It's hard giving up Chicklitathon, you guys.
I know. We gotta go. You got stuff to do, don't you?
Yeah. I always do. This is, my girls are in dance, so it's a week and a half before recital. So
how old are they? How old are you girls?
They're going to be 13 in like a few days, and June 6th, our youngest is turning 13, and then Kat's 15 and a half. She's finishing up that freshman year of high school, and it goes by in a blink of an eye. I'm looking at 2 people who know that really well.
Abby just finished her freshman year.
Yeah. So they finish on June 11th, and which is the day of recital too, as luck would have it.
Of course.
Naturally. So I don't know what I'm going to read. I don't know what I'm in the mood for. Who's online still? Do we have anyone that's still with us?
I don't know.
I don't think so. I think everybody went home.
Yep. Everybody's done.
It's just us.
Except maybe Anita. Anita, are you still there?
Anita, are you still there?
I think. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. She's, well, I don't know. Are you there, Anita?
Guess what
she was. She was.
She was.
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to think on what else. You guys, wait until you see my book haul. I got so many books. I'm so excited about them.
Okay, Anita, do you have a Twitter? Find me on Twitter at Sophie Rigsby and DM me your address because you stuck it out, girl. Guess what you won? Tiffany,
I love it. I won that.
Boyfriend's A Date with Darcy. Yay. I happen to have gotten 2 copies for my birthday, and I want to share. So DM me your address. I think she just said.
Oh, I have her address.
Do you? You want to DM it? And I'll send this to you.
Yay. And you couldn't have picked a better winner, honestly, because she's such a sweetheart.
She is amazing.
All right, I just Snapchat her address and I'm going to send it to you.
Awesome, thank you.
I'll text it to you.
That works too.
I hope you don't mind, Anita.
I hope she likes Darcy. I've heard really good things about it, which is why 2 of my friends sent me the same book. This is so cute. It says, a sweet and swoony romance take on the dreamy notion of true romance. This is Courtney Summers. And boys are so much better in books, at least according to Marilee Campbell, 15, who thinks real-life chivalry is dead and there'd be nothing more romantic than having a guy woo her like the heroes in classic stories. Then she and her best friend Eliza and her youngest sister Rory transferred to Reginald R. Hero Prep, where all the boys look like they've stepped off the pages of a romance novel. Mary can hardly wait to walk across the quad without running into someone who reminds her of Romeo. When the brooding and complicated Monroe Stratford scales Mary's trellis in an effort to make her his, she thinks she might be Juliet incarnate. Anyway.
When did this come out? I'm going to get it.
It's just
came out, May 1st.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. It's by Amulet Books, Abrams.
Add to cart.
A little Pride and Prejudice, you know me.
Sophie, you have got to read some Emma Mills.
Okay.
Foolish Hearts. What else?
No, This Adventure Ends.
No, This Adventure Ends. That's a really good one.
That's for a road trip.
I did read it.
Put that on your road trip, TBR.
I have read it. I've read This Adventure Ends, and I read. There was a second book. I did read it.
First and Then.
Yeah, First and Then.
I've read both of those. Yeah.
Yeah. I just finished Foolish Hearts like 2 or 3 days ago.
We got
so good.
Oh,
so good.
I think. Yeah. Was it good? Yeah.
Yeah.
It's good.
I love her writing. She's so clever. She's clever like John Green is clever, but not in a pretentious way.
So are we going to plan out road trip?
Sure.
What are we going to call it? Road trip July?
I just got back from a road trip. I mean, I just went on one, a big long one. Yeah. I was gone for 3 weeks.
I'm about to go on a road trip to Lake Tahoe. I was looking at that, Sophie, for like ever last night.
It's pretty. I mean, my kids don't realize what they have, right? 45 minutes from our front door. They have no idea until they move away. And so now that Alex is going to school in California, he realizes it a little bit. But I force him to go there once a week. That's Alex coming home. You can hear him having to go there. But yeah, Tahoe is beautiful. And
it is beautiful.
You know, I follow Jill Chavez on Instagram, and she's always got photos of Tahoe. It's amazing.
Oh, you're going, Jen. We're going to plan it. You're retired, so
yeah.
If you're not here in Bradenton and you're like in Jacksonville, whatever way I go, I'm going to come pick you up. I'm excited
for that. And by the way, McKenna had a great job interview last night or yesterday in Pensacola. Yeah. Mm-hmm. It's happening. It's happening. We're going to be Floridians. Yay.
So excited.
So excited.
All right, guys. Yeah. Well, I love you. I've got to go grocery shopping because this is my morning.
I'm going to go eat some bacon. Bacon is calling my name. So
go enjoy your bacon in the grocery store. You know, don't pick up mass market paperbacks like I did.
Oh, well.
Yeah, I'm not, but I have a list now what I need to buy.
And thank you, girls. Thank you so much for jumping on. This has been so fun. And
it has been.
I look forward to
good May
road trip one, you know?
Yeah, definitely.
Keep an eye out for your mail because I have a birthday present being sent to you.
Stop it. Stop it.
Oh, look at our shirts. Even Jen has hers on.
Got mine on. Yeah, get it on.
Slouchy look.
Yeah, look.
Yep.
All right. I love you both so much. Mwah. Bye,
Bye. Love you.
Love you too.